I think it is really diverse. We do get a lot of Penn kids and professors who live in the area, but then there are a lot of lower income people who live in the area as well. And then during the winter and early spring when there are other farmers markets open, we have people coming from actually all over the city who come in the morning to come to the farmers market. And then in terms of people who use the park more generally, it's certainly neighborhood people, but this neighborhood is incredibly diverse. So
basically, like anybody, all national Americans, you know.
For the kids' soccer leagues and baseball leagues, and
mostly people with children and people with dogs.
Neighborhood people, pretty much.
What kind of people use the park most?
Yeah.
I've been here 20 years. At this point, it really, the whole neighborhood does. Whereas 20 years ago, it was not the whole neighborhood. You'd see a lot of families that would be around the block. You'd never see them in Clark Park. So I'd say that's an indication of its success.
It's a great park. I feel safe around here. My kids are around here. They have a lot of different type of kids here. They play all over, you know.
At the park I do during the day.
Yeah.
I do feel like it's a safe space. We really don't have problems here at Clark Park during the farmers market specifically. I personally, as a member of the community and someone who lives in the area, I haven't had problems in Clark Park. I think as with any urban space, like, you run into some crazy sometime, but I certainly don't feel as though it's any worse than any other part of the city.
I got robbed in Rittenhouse Square, but I ain't got robbed here yet. Graffiti is an issue that's kind of been building in the neighborhood, just like you tell that with some of the local businesses.
I see homeless a lot, but they're not doing any harm, but they leave food behind and...
For criminal, well, obviously, depends on what you think about drugs. I definitely see that going down. And I believe every once in a while basketball games get heated, and I know somebody will take out a gun, and I think that happened last year.
I don't really see that. Like, I see just people using it for recreational purposes and the farmers markets and different things that they have here.
So I've heard that sometimes in the playground there's like crack and drugs, you know, left over. So surely people come at night to do drugs at the park, but...
You don't see too much of just like a general sort of patrolling, I would say, or that I have noticed, but the one or two times that I've had to call, like, they've been very, very responsive. There's only one time where, like, in the park I felt like I needed to call someone, and, you know, very, very shortly people were here, so.
I don't know. I don't hear much about crime anymore going on in the park. I know that the University City bike guys go running through here, so I guess that makes it safe.
There could be some greener things happening here as far as maybe just a community garden, just maybe beautifying the trees and the areas around the playground.
Well, I think just improving the space in general certainly helps, which they're obviously working on. They just installed the new light posts as part of their construction work, which is certainly helpful. I think just having a space that people feel is beautiful and a space that they can be proud of just changes the attitude of the area in general. So I think that, like, the aesthetic changes that they're making are going to lead to social and community changes as well.
Basically, that park is pretty safe. The only crime since '99 basically has been maybe some vandalism. Homeless has become an issue, but they've successfully got most of them relocated in the last few months, and that's associated with the Friends of Clark Park Civic Association and also Spruce Hill Civic Association. But the neighbors that live there, they're great organizations. I speak at all their community groups all the time. So they're very involved in their neighborhood. They want it to be safe. They bring various events, concerts, and farmers markets and stuff like that. Also, they have new pathways all throughout the new park and the lighting is increased, which lighting is a big issue, especially at nighttime for open air parks. From the police side, it's increased patrol and police presence that keeps the crime down. Did you ever read the broken windows theory yet? Well, sort of like that. Yeah. Then it starts with graffiti or the title of the book, broken windows. Yeah. So the small crimes are tolerated, then the people committing those crimes feel free to commit more serious crimes, and that cycle feeds on itself to get worse. So we're doing the reverse of that. We're not taking any zero tolerance on all crime. I think basically what's working now is what it's previously stated. It's the police department along with the University of Penn. You've got to think of your stakeholders here. The Philadelphia Police are, University of Penn, a little bit of the Drexel area, their residents, the owners, the business owners, and all the civic groups, Friends of Clark Parks, Bruce, all things like that. They're all your stakeholders. So I think you get all your stakeholders together to collaborate on the effort to keep it safe. That's how you keep it safe.